Grandma, help me.
Just after midnight, my middle school granddaughter appeared on the intercom. Outside, a hurricane raged with pouring rain and howling winds. Rushing to open the door and let my granddaughter in, I was shocked to see how thin and frail she had become, having not seen her for 2 years. Her clothes were tattered, and she was carrying a baby on her back.
Did you walk all the way here?
My granddaughter nodded slightly in response to my husband's question. Can I borrow $5? I haven't eaten in 3 days. My husband, shaking with anger, vehemently refused.
Absolutely not.
His strong denial left my granddaughter and me despairing, but then he took a surprising action. I'm Olivia. I'm a 65-year-old homemaker. I live with my husband, Bob, who is 3 years older than me. Our son, Noah, is 40 years old. He lives with his wife, Michelle, who is 10 years younger, their middle school daughter, Catherine, and their 3-year-old Lucy, in a condominium owned by my husband, about 30 minutes away from our place. Noah's first wife, Emma, passed away when Catherine was young, and he remarried Michelle 4 years ago. Michelle was a good wife, kind to Catherine, who wasn't her biological granddaughter, which comforted me. Catherine used to visit often, but we hadn't seen her for about a year due to her busy schedule with club activities and studies. However, Michelle kept us updated over the phone that she was doing well. Catherine, our first grandchild, is incredibly dear to us, and I fondly remember her childhood. Noah's first wife, Emma, was frail, and doctors had advised against having children. But she couldn't give up the life growing inside her and gave birth to Catherine. Her health remained unstable, and tragically, she passed away like a candle burning out when our granddaughter was just 3 years old. Catherine grew up to be very kind, much like Emma.
Grandma, let me massage your shoulders.
Catherine, thank you.
Please always stay healthy, Grandma.
Before Noah remarried, we often took care of Catherine, raising her as our own. 4 years ago, Noah introduced us to his new wife, Michelle, a spirited and vivacious woman. He quickly became close with her, who worked at his favorite bar. Her flashy makeup and long nails raised my eyebrows, but hearing from Noah that she was kind to Catherine put my mind at ease. What made you fall for Michelle?
I've lived a serious life, but Michelle taught me how to enjoy it.
I see. Maybe if I had inquired more about what he meant on how to enjoy life, the subsequent misfortune could have been avoided. After their marriage, they soon welcomed another child, Lucy. Catherine adored her sister, who's 12 years younger than her, and took great care of her with evident enthusiasm. We were happy for our son's family's happiness. However, a year ago, Noah was laid off, leading to financial difficulties.
I'll find a new job soon, but could you help us out with some money until then?
I'm thinking of starting a part-time job, but we need money for the kids. Please help us.
We'll support our grandchildren, but we can't provide long-term assistance. Work hard to find a job.
Pleaded by my son and his wife, my husband agreed to give them $2,000 monthly for living expenses. Actually, that money was our savings for retirement, but that's not something we could say. We thought the bad situation would settle down quickly, but before we knew it, a year had passed. And now that I think about it, it was around that time that Catherine stopped coming to our house. Then, on that stormy night, an unbelievable event occurred. With the storm raging outside, we had closed the storm shutters early and stayed indoors. Around 1 a.m., as we were dozing off in bed, this shocking visit happened. I was awakened by the repeated sound of the intercom. Who could it be at this hour?
Ringing repeatedly in the middle of the night must mean it's something serious. I'll come with you.
Suspicious, we checked the camera and were shocked. There was our granddaughter Catherine, crying on the screen.
Grandma, help me.
Catherine, what's wrong? My husband and I rushed to open the door and were stunned to let our granddaughter in. After a year, she had become thin and frail, her clothes tattered. She was drenched from the wind and rain, covered in grass and leaves. Upon closer inspection, to our astonishment, she was carrying Lucy on her back. Lucy was sound asleep, but like Catherine, she was frighteningly thin. Despite being almost 3, she looked like a baby due to her small size.
Did you walk all the way here?
Catherine nodded affirmatively and shared the circumstances she found herself in. We were left speechless by the shocking details she revealed.
Can I borrow $5? I haven't eaten in 3 days.
With the school closed and no lunch provided, Catherine hadn't eaten. She had been surviving by feeding Lucy bread and bananas, with the $5 given by her parents every 3 days. But then she was out of money. With her parents not returning, a desperate Catherine turned to us for help. My husband, trembling with anger, vehemently refused.
Absolutely not.
Hearing his firm denial, I was at a loss. Catherine hid behind me, cowering at my husband's terrifying expression. He had always been mild-mannered. He had never been this angry since we got married. You mean you won't even lend her $5 when she hasn't eaten anything? Snapped out of it by my words, my husband's expression softened. With tears in his eyes, he gently stroked Catherine's head, showing a rarely seen sadness.
I'm sorry for startling you. I meant we won't support Noah and his wife financially anymore. Catherine, you don't have to worry about money. Stay here with us.
That's good. You look so scary. I was shocked.
Sorry, I just lost it for a moment. I can't forgive them for putting our precious granddaughters through this. Catherine, Lucy, don't worry about anything anymore. I'll protect you from now on.
Relieved by my husband's words, Catherine, however, seemed puzzled and did not respond.
But Grandma, you and Grandpa hate me, right? I'm a nuisance, right?
Confused by her sudden words, both my husband and I were baffled. Why would you think that?
Because Dad and Mom told me you hated me.
What are you talking about? That's impossible. Catherine, you are our treasure. We've always wanted to see you. Comforting her gently, my husband also nodded in agreement. Then, Catherine broke down, crying and hugging me. Believing her parents' words, she must have been carrying the burden of fear, protecting Lucy on her own. We wrapped sleeping Lucy in a soft towel and laid her on a cushion. I handed Catherine a towel, and once she had calmed down a bit, offered her some warm cocoa.
I haven't had something this delicious in a long time.
Just then, Lucy, who had been sleeping all this time, woke up, looked around curiously, and asked, "Big sis, where are we?" Having only been here as a baby, Lucy had no memory of our house.
This is Grandpa and Grandma's house. They'll protect us.
Reassured, Lucy smiled warmly. Seeing both of them relieved, I urged Catherine to take a shower to wash off the dirt, and when undressing, I saw bruises all over her body. Her arms and legs bore marks as if she had been pinched, and scars resembling burns. When asked what happened, she said it was done by Michelle.
She said she didn't like my beautiful skin and would hurt me.
How could she do such a terrible thing? I cried, seeing Catherine's painful wounds. As she gently wiped away my tears, Catherine looked down and said, "I'm sorry for bringing up such a topic. You've done nothing wrong. Rely on us more." I comforted her. Catherine nodded and took a shower. Soon, Lucy said, "Grandma, I'm hungry," so I prepared a meal with what I had, and they ate voraciously. Watching Catherine gently wipe Lucy's mouth with a tissue after she spilled her food, it was clear she has always been tenderly caring for her. As they settled into the bed laid out in the guest room, they exclaimed, "It's so soft, this feels nice," before quickly drifting off to sleep, their breathing deep and steady. Watching my granddaughters' sleeping faces, my heart was filled with an increasing sense of sadness. What kind of hardships must these children have faced? Poor things. The next day, I took them to the hospital to check their health, and they were malnourished but thankfully had no serious illnesses. But Catherine's bruises might leave scars. I regretted not noticing sooner. Then my husband and I decided to visit our son, Noah's home. Both of us were angry, especially my husband. After ringing my son's doorbell with no answer, I thought he wasn't home, but then Noah finally appeared, his face groggy from sleep. Realizing we had come to visit, his eyes widened in surprise.
Mom, Dad, what's wrong?
Do parents visiting their son's house mean there's some trouble?
No, it's not like that.
Despite his confusion, we entered to find a mess and the smell of rotting garbage. Noticing our dismay, Noah clicked his tongue and muttered under his breath,
Catherine didn't clean up.
"You had Catherine take care of even the trash." Noah covered his mouth, his expression one of having accidentally spilled the beans. My husband glared at him. Just then, Michelle, who seemed to have been sleeping, woke up. Her hair was a mess, her shirt stretched out at the neck, revealing her undergarment. Makeup smeared around her eyes, making them pitch black, clearly not having washed her face. Seeing us, she looked surprised, and at the same time had an unhappy expression on her face.
It's common courtesy to call before visiting someone's house. This is such an inconvenience.
So neglecting your children and sleeping past noon is your idea of normal.
That's
Michelle was at a loss for words after my retort. Then my husband spoke up.
By the way, where are the kids?
Hearing him ask intentionally, Noah and Michelle looked at each other, seemingly unaware that their children were missing. However, Michelle, noticing the absence of the girl's shoes at the entrance, suddenly looked distressed.
Right. Catherine took Lucy to a friend's house, always doing whatever she wants. Such a troublesome girl. Forgetting all we've done for her, even though she's not our own.
Exactly. We feed her, and she doesn't even help around the house.
Hearing the worst parents start to badmouth Catherine together, I felt a boiling rage inside me.
$5 was their meal money for 3 days.
Catherine was only feeding Lucy, barely eating herself. It's too cruel.
It's all because your son doesn't work. We have to save wherever we can. It's justified.
Yet you both look well fed while Catherine and Lucy are wasting away. It's clear you've been squandering the money on yourselves. According to Catherine, Noah and Michelle lived a lazy life, spending the money sent by my husband on drinking and gambling. This seemed to be their idea of enjoying life when he brought Michelle home. All household chores and child care were dumped on Catherine, resulting in many days she couldn't attend school because she had to babysit.
How did you know all this? We kept Catherine from you.
Catherine, desperate to feed hungry Lucy, came to our place seeking help in the midst of the hurricane. Where the heck were you two, leaving your kids behind?
Wherever we were is none of your business.
Drunk, I suppose. Their suffering is on you. Can't you even take care of your own kids?
They're my kids. Old man, stay out of parenting.
Noah flew off the handle, while Michelle stood by, smirking without any sign of remorse.
I'll sue you for taking my kids without permission. Send more money if you don't want police trouble.
When Michelle shouted at us, a loud voice came from behind.
It's you who'll be sued. I'll tell the police everything about how you treated Lucy and me.
Catherine, holding Lucy, had arrived unexpectedly. Catherine desperately wanted to say something, so she used the $100 we left for emergencies to call a taxi.
I've come to say I'm leaving to live with Grandpa and Grandma.
You think the police will believe a kid?
I'll be the witness. We have a medical report of the injuries, too.
Catherine's a stranger, but Lucy's my daughter. Come here, Lucy.
Michelle tried to take Lucy, who clung to Catherine and said, "No, I hate Mommy. I want my sister." Michelle was stunned, rejected by the daughter she never showed love to.
No more remittances, and I'm selling this house, which is under my name. We're cutting ties. Get out.
You'll regret abandoning these kids. Realizing their desperate situation, they pleaded for forgiveness.
Dad, we've nowhere to live without this house. I'll really look for a job this time.
I'll take care of the kids. Please forgive us.
It's too late. We can't trust you two anymore.
Give us a chance to change.
You will pay for your crimes. Don't ever contact us again. Understood. Leaving them begging, we took the kids home. Noel and Michelle were arrested for their abuse. Neighbors testified that it was always Catherine who took care of Lucy, and when she went to school, Lucy was left outside. Noel and Michelle have gone behind bars and won't be coming out for a while. Even if they get out, rumors of their terrible words and actions towards the children have spread, making it clear they'll struggle without anyone willing to speak to them. We adopted Catherine and Lucy, and then we demanded $1,000 a month from Noah and Michelle for the care of their 2 children. We intend to save that money for Catherine and Lucy's future. Catherine, kind and helpful around the house, dreams of becoming a doctor for Lucy's sake. Surrounded by our lovely granddaughters, my husband and I live happily